We are going through the hexagram, starting from the beginning and starting from the end. Today we're going to talk about hexagram 6, which is arguing, and hexagram 59, which is disperse. You'll notice that both hexagrams have river on the bottom, chasm. Different systems have different associations. I consider this to be about purpose, driving a purpose through movement of water. And in the top, you'll notice there's only one line that is different. So you have sky for 6 on top, and then you have wind for 6 on top, 59. Sky is often associated with truth, and wind is often associated with presence or persistence. So to have this sense of purpose feeding into sky, why would that cause arguing? I think it has to do, often if not always, with rigidity. One of the rigidities that we can have is the belief that it is our fault. That the pain is our fault, that another person's pain is our fault, the mistake, the regret, the imperfection, the limitation, the loss, the lawsuit, the dispute, it's our fault. Or the other person feels it's your fault. It's a fixedness of purpose feeding into truth. But if you enter a deep meditation, as we'll do now, you may have an opportunity to disperse any pain. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. If there is physical pain that you are feeling, or if there is physical or emotional pain that someone you know is feeling, there's a desire, unreasonable, to argue with it, try to figure out what caused it, try to figure out how to cure it. Totally reasonable. We want to validate that part. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Validate the part of me that is desperate to know the cause of the pain, and the part of me that is desperate to cure the pain. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And once you have validated these parts, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Then I'll make a statement which you may or may not agree with. Part of you may disagree, and part of you may agree. I want to allow both responses if they come. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. And here is the statement. The pain is not your fault. So we're completely validating the desire to prevent pain, to cause the pain or remove pain. Only if you completely validate that, acknowledge those parts, do you have a hope of accepting the other part, which would resonate with the pain is not your fault. We don't necessarily want to hear the pain is not our fault because then we can't do anything about it. Pain is not your fault. Right? As long as we're pointing blame or working on cures, then we're doing something. We have to, part of us has to believe that that will help. But what might actually help, especially if you've tried a variety of things, is to say the pain is not your fault. The pain is not your fault. Especially if the pain is due to someone else having troubling views or thoughts or habits. You can't control them, so it's not your fault. If you have a parent or partner, a loved one who is sometimes up and sometimes down, you may think, I need to control this, it must be my fault. I need to find a cure. Completely reasonable. But after we validate and acknowledge those parts, those thoughts, we let this sink in. Pain is not my fault. Whether it's my pain or their pain, not my fault. Pain is not my fault. Pain is not your fault. And with that, we may be able to disperse the pain, or the arguing with life. Pain comes when we argue with life, and when we have physical or emotional pain, we argue with life. The two things are synonymous or interactive. With hexagram 59, that river is feeding into the wind. And the wind is saying to you, consider it with your imagination right now, the wind is saying it's not your fault. The purpose that is feeding into the wind is to say, pain is not your fault. You'd say, well, I know I caused this pain, I find this pain. And yes, there are parts that want to figure out the cause, want to prevent it, want to cure it. Totally valid. But just allow a little bit of you, maybe half of you, to accept the very strong possibility that pain is not your fault. Breathing in, breathing out. Pain is not your fault.